Hello, welcome to demola, and today we're going to be talking about medical school interviews. Now, UCAS applications have probably gone off by now, and we are now getting into the waiting period. It's the waiting game where you have to see which unis are going to give you interviews, and then from that, we can see which unis you end up going to. Now, this time can be quite stressful, right? Because it's literally not in your hands anymore. Not much you can do. But if and when those interview offers do come in, you have to be prepared. So I'm going to share what my experience was like with interviews. And then I'm also going to go and kind of say the key things that I felt like I learned in that process of my interviews. So I really hope this video is quite helpful. And yeah, let's get it. Okay, so we're going to have a quick chat about my experience in interviews. Right? I got 2 interviews, Manchester and Liverpool. Now, if we begin with my first one, Manchester, I had this in December online. I thought it was really nice. It's an MMI, so I had different stations. Forgot how many. Maybe it was like 8 to 10, and you'd be on a Zoom call. I think you'd get maybe it was 14 minutes or 7 minutes per station. I've completely forgot. It's excess in my mind. But you'd have a certain amount of minutes per station. When it's done, it's actually done. Like they fully cut you off as soon as it gets done. But there's a timer behind it. But still, they cut you off when it's done. So I did really like my Manchester interview. I thought the interviews were like really, really, really nice. Like they did a really good job at making you feel more comfortable when you're answering questions. Like they look interested in what you're saying. You know, they're asking you questions. I thought it was really nice. I really, really liked my Manchester interview. Liverpool, Liverpool. I've actually talking about this with some of my friends here as well. I think that they were intentionally towards to be a bit mean. They didn't really, like feedback, like when it seems like someone's interested in what you're saying. I don't want to like pan them or anything, but I just didn't feel like they were interested in what I was saying. Maybe I was just tanking the interview to be fair, but I just kind of felt like they they didn't really seem to care too much. And obviously that's just my experience in it. But I think that kind of just shows that like different unis have different ways of doing it. So Manchester were quite welcoming. Liverpool were probably told to be a bit cold just to throw people off. So just be aware that that's something that can happen as well. Liverpool was also online. I didn't go into person because I am too far away to do that. But yeah, that would be kind of summing up my interview experience. I only did get 2 interviews, but Manchester was lovely. Liverpool was a bit different, but the game's a game, innit? So that's kind of all I can really say about my interviews. Okay, so I'm sure you've heard this already if you're prepping for medical school interviews, but do not rehearse answers. It's like a no at all, and everyone would have told you this anyway. But it is so obvious when someone is reading from a script. Like it's ridiculous. It's painfully obvious. Like it's just I think they know like you're a student. Like there's no flipping where you're going to be that confident, that succinct if you're doing an interview. Yeah. So just don't go out rehearsing answers. I do think it's good to prepare. Have like rough notes about what you want to say. So like common questions are like, what's your biggest strength? It's time you were a leader. Why? Although I didn't get why medicine, but why medicine? Yeah. Be able to have like ideas about what you want to say for those questions, but don't go in with a full script written out about why you want to be a doctor. Yeah, it will be painfully obvious that you're reading from a script. So have an idea, work from that idea. Yeah, so much better than just getting from a script. Okay, another thing though is that you're not using a script. Yeah, but you have so much pressure on you in the moment that it's easy to kind of lose your train of thought. So stick to a structure. And the one that I love to use was STARR. Yeah? Situation, task, action, result, reflection. Cool. So you pick a situation. Yeah? Say a situation when you showed you were a leader. Yeah? What did you have to do? What was the task? What actions did you do to make sure that task was fulfilled? Result, was it fulfilled? Did it go well? Reflection, what did you learn? And this reflection is the key part. Yeah. you need to show that you're learning from your experience. So like work experience, for example. What's the point of the work experience if by the end of it you don't know if you're closest to wanting to be a doctor or not? Yeah. The work experience or the volunteering is all because you want to put yourself in situations where you feel like you'll have a better understanding of what it's like to be a doctor. And if you've done that and still decided, I want to apply for medicine, fantastic for you. You need to explain that thought process to the examiner. Yeah. And I feel like when you're able to reflect, I love a reflection. Yeah, I love a reflection. If you're able to reflect well and you can talk that through with an examiner, I think that they'll literally fall in love. Like I feel like that's what they really want to see, and they really push it, especially even in medical school. They really push this idea about reflections. So very, very important to be able to reflect, and also just have a structure that you're going by. Yeah. So we've kind of we've done a 2-in-1: reflection, but also have a structure to how you're answering your interview question. Okay, so my next step is literally show off yourself. Yeah, be fully you. In my Manchester interview, my favorite station on the MMI was the one where they have a non-academic information form or something. It's like a second personal statement, but you get to show off who you are, and I think it was my favorite part of the interview. Like, I think the interviewer wants to see a personality. They want to see somebody that has a passion for something, even if that passion isn't medicine. Like, I talked about how much I love volunteering. I talked about how much I love Manchester United. I wouldn't say I love Man United right now, but I talking about things like that. I feel like the examiner wants to see a different part of you, not just the book smart part of you, but the other part of you that has things that they love, things that they're passionate about. Like, I'm sure every single person watching this interview has something they're interested in. Yeah, it could be knitting, it could be dancing, it can be sports, it can literally be anything. If you can show that it's something that you love, I think the examiner's gonna love that. Like, the most random one I know, one of my boys, he talked to the interviewer about Mario Balotelli. Yeah, he just loves Balotelli, and he talked to the interviewer about that. He's here today in the medical school. So like, I think just showing how passionate you are about literally anything, the examiner's gonna love it. And I think as well, like, it's good for you as well. Like, genuinely, when people talk about things that they're passionate about, they just kind of light up. And I think the examiner kind of seeing that from you, it I think at least it would give me joy if I was the examiner. So I think that's definitely something that be unashamedly you. Right, you're applying for medicine. You've got things going for you. Like, I feel like you should be like kind of proud of that. Happy of that. So definitely show off who you are. Yeah, for sure. Okay, next thing we've got to talk about is them buzzwords. Yeah, I feel like the use of buzzwords is controversial. Right, I think definitely what you don't want to do is just like they ask you, oh, like, what's your strongest attribute? You say, I'm a bit of a leader, but I've got so much empathy. I've got good team working skills. Literally, I feel like that's just like not garbage, but it's like, again, it comes off as rehearsed, or that you've just kind of seen good things and you just listed them off. What I loved to do was, I would say, but no, I did only get one offer. But what I kind of liked to do was, I would pick one. So, say if I wanted to talk about team working skills, but then whilst I'm focused on that, so I say, oh, I've got great team working skills. I bring in the star. Yeah. What's the situation that I should have great team working skills? Yeah. What was a task, action, result, reflection? Now, in that, I can bring more things in. So I did a lot of ushering, right? I did a lot of ushering in church, and that's good example of team working skills. But I also add into that leadership because I was in charge of that service unit for that service. Yeah. So I had to talk about how I would like try to understand, is this the person's first time, someone in the team, is it their first time doing something? Empathy. Yeah, I'm thinking about, is it their first time doing something? How can I best support them through it? Yeah. Communication as well. I need to talk to people. I need to talk to the pastor as well to make sure that we're doing everything in alignment to how the service should run. So I think when you're talking about, you're focusing on one, but you're also throwing other things into that. And you're not necessarily using the buzzword, but you're showing the skill, and the examiner will pick up on that. So I think that's how to best go about using buzzwords. Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it. So focus on one, throw in the other ones as well. And then you're kind of showing off more about yourself. Yeah. Okay, and the final thing that I want to say is, what do you do when you don't know? Yeah, you can do so much preparation, right? They can chuck a question that you just don't know how to answer, and it happened to me. Yeah, in my Manchester interview, the one I got, they chucked a question at me. I was like, nothing, not anything could have prepared me for that question, and I don't think I'm allowed to say it, but the best thing I can say was political, right? They don't prepare you for that in any question bank. Yeah, I was like, what? Why are you asking me that question? But it's very important in that moment. Don't panic. Yeah, if you need to take a pause, take a pause. Yeah, you've probably got about 7 minutes, so don't make the pause too long. But take a pause, think. Right, the examiners might chuck a random question at you. Right, they're allowed to do that. It's in their rights. But you now need to think. Okay, I don't think they're expecting me to get this right. And when I looked up afterwards, I didn't get the thing right. They don't expect you to get it right, but I think they expect to see a thought process. Yeah, I'm not on a interviewing board, but I think if you can show a thought process, then you're putting foot in the door, even if you don't know the answer. Yeah, at least show a thought process. So I had to think about different factors about why would this work, why wouldn't this work. Yeah, and it's not like in the end, like I said my opinion on it. But I think showing that thought process was what they really wanted to see. I don't think they really cared if I got it right or wrong about what the answer was. I think they just wanted to see, can I weigh it up in a situation I'm fully uncomfortable with? Can I weigh up the pros, the costs, and then can I put that information together to then get a solution? Yeah. And I think literally just whenever you get a question that you're uncertain about, take a beat, think it through. Once you're thinking it through, explain what you're thinking through to the examiner. And you don't need to be right, but you at least need to show the examiner that you're capable of thinking a bit wider outside of the scope of what you would expect. Okay, and we'll see in the edit how long that took, but thank you so much for watching that video. If anyone's got interviews, if anyone's applied to medicine, I really, really hope that things work out well for you. And I really hope that this video can help you just to kind of hear from someone who's been through the interview process about their reflections on what they learned, what they would do differently, right? If you found it useful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment below if you have any questions about interviews. I think I'm in my bag about replying to comments, so I'll do my best, I'll do my thing. But yeah, if you do have any questions, just put them below. I'm gonna do my best to answer in decent amount of time. We've got the TikTok and the Instagram, both at a STARR demola. Links will be on my bio. And yeah, that's about it. So if you've got interviews coming up, best of luck. Hope you smash it. There are so many resources on YouTube. That's the reason I didn't do like going through individual questions. There are so many resources on YouTube that you can go to that will have explanation how to answer this question. The medics portal is fantastic, and I am gonna link into the description as well that Excel document that I have. I'll probably flash it up here. An Excel document that I have that kind of helped me to structure my interview practice as well. But yeah, genuinely hope it goes fantastic for you. I've outstayed my welcome, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.